This is my 2001 Jaguar X Type 2.5 V6 manual petrol, and the problem with it today is that both of the dip beams have stopped working. This is actually a common problem on these cars, and I think that the bulb holders have burnt out. Obviously you need to check all the fuses and check the relays as well, but that's what I'm going to go for first. That's the ABS modulator, and down there is the clip for the headlight, and there's a clip on the other side, but you can't get your hand in there, so what you do is put a screwdriver down that hole and clip that one off. On the other side you just have to take the battery box off, which again badly designed. See that catches on there? Take the battery box off and then you can actually get your hand in both sides of that one. And we'll have a look at the bulbs. I got the battery side off, that was easy enough, and there's nothing wrong with this bulb. It's in really good condition, and I know that I only changed it about a year or so ago anyway. At the other side is a bit of another story. We look down there, this connector is actually fused inside. It's all melted, and I had to break the bulb to get it out and then pull the blade out with a pair of pliers. So need to replace this. Went on eBay, not always advisable, but I managed to find these H1 connectors. So H1 actually means it's got one connection. So H1, H2, H3, that's the number of connections they've got for a halogen bulb. And then I can wire this into the new loom, and I'm just going to hardwire it using these blocks. That means I can take them out easily if I've actually cocked it up. And I need to look carefully in the back of them to see which connection goes to which part of the unit. One of the things I've read in the Jaguar forums is that these old cars, and my car is 18 years old, doesn't like uprated halogen bulbs. So the one that's come off it, that one, that is a 448, but that is a Bosch one, and it's like a super bright. So I've gone back to the manufacturer's standard, which to me they look exactly the same, but hopefully that might help alleviate some of the problems of overheating. The next thing I've done is make sure that the bulb actually fits this bulb holder, and that all looks good. It's really stiff. I had to fight that on, but then it's brand new, so perhaps that's a good thing. So that's the connection made inside the car. It seems that the yellow one is the hot one, so just making sure that they all match up. I'm just going to connect it to the back of the bulb and see if it works. So I've only done this side, I need to do the other side, but that is obviously not working at the moment. I'm a great devotee of Scotty Kilmer, and he says test all of the fuses. If you look in the driver's handbook and go to roadside emergency 619, there's the diagram of the fuse box that's under the bonnet, and that's where the fuses are. The fuses for the left and right hand dip beams are number 16 and number 17. So for some reason they haven't bothered to fill them all in, but 16 and 17. And the relay is this one, relay number 9. Now relay number 9 is the same relay as relay number 1. So if you suspect the relay, you can swap those round and see if it works, see if it clicks. If you've got someone with you, get them to turn the lights on while you've got your finger on that one. You should feel it click to show that it works. That's the fuse box in the bonnet, and it's a real bugger to get off. That bit clicks off, but then you have to fight it off it on this corner. So the way they've designed it, it's really annoying. So, two-hand job. Once you've got the lid off, 16 and 17 are there, they're 20 amps. Two ways of testing them, either take them out or use a meter. I prefer to take them out. In the top of the box is the extraction tool, so get that out of there, and there's like a little pair of clippers. Clip it onto there and wick it out, don't lose it, and the iPod picks that up. You can see that that one is perfectly intact and there's nothing wrong with it. There is also a protection fuse for this circuit, and it's this blue one here. and you can look down into the top of it and see that it's not blown. These are all in good condition, that's not blown. The relay is this one. If you don't think that's working, hoik it out and swap it for that one. That's the wiper motor one, and if that doesn't make any difference, then it's something else. So I've checked the fuses, checked the relays, changed the connector on the back of the bulb, put in new bulbs, and still nothing's happening. And I'm looking at those earth connections there and thinking they're hellishly rusty, so I'm going to undo them, clean them all up and put them back on and see if that makes a difference. Well, this isn't going well. The first one's so rusty it's snapped off, so I'm hoping the other one will ease off so I can use that as my earth point. If not, I'm going to have to make a new earth point. Right, both of those have snapped off. You can see the shanks in there, so what I'll do is I'll use one of these holes with an oversized screw to make it an earth point from those. Clean this all up first. I couldn't find any self-tapping screws that fitted any of the holes, but I realised there's a bracket there that is bolted into the actual bodywork, so I undid that bracket and bolted it through there. That was really hard to get out and that screw's really long, but at least it's all earthed again. I've checked the fuses, I've checked the relays, I've changed the bulbs, I've changed the connectors, I've cleaned the earths, and it's still not working. So the only thing left really is the switch. Now, the switches are quite well known to go home, but they're also reasonably easy to change, so I need to send off for a new switch. Switches are about 25 quid second hand, and then replace it. Now, to replace it, you pull that out on that position, and then under there's a hole. Put a rod through there's a little tag that pops off, and then inside there's a little sprung apparatus. Press that down, pop the whole thing out, put the new one in. I actually went away for a holiday for a week, so I didn't get to fit the replacement switch, and this is the one that's been fitted and this is the one that's come off it, and the only difference is that this surround is a slightly different colour, and we decided not to try and change the surround because it's easy to break the clips. But it didn't actually cure the problem. There was nothing wrong with the switch, and this switch here, which is the original, is actually in immaculate condition. And you can see the contacts have got no signs of burning or corrosion or anything. So whatever it was not the switch. And because I wasn't here and my dad was anxious to get the lights back on, he took it to an automotive electrician and he fixed it inside half an hour. And he went inside here and looked at the fuses in the glove box, so I'm going to do that next. The only fuse that I can see that looks different from all the others, so that's one that's been changed, is the yellow one in the middle of the bottom row. If I look in my book, that is fuse number F94, colour yellow, rating 20, and it's the circuit for the HID module. I wasn't aware that this car had HID lights on it, but that's the only one that's been changed.